Somehow, some way, America always shows their true bias. Racial bias, if we want to be specific. We're in the realm of sports. High school sports, high school wrestling. This is a high school kid. Andrew Johnson, I salute you, boss. Shout out to your victory, and shout out to you being symbolic of what a melanated being in America has to go through and has to endure. Alan Maloney, shout out to you for representing America's ugly racist side. If you're not familiar, high school student Andrew Johnson had to cut his locks just to wrestle yesterday. Now, to some of you, compliance within a structure, you just follow it. A lot of the drones of today, this is what you're supposed to do. If they say cut your hair, you cut your hair. If you shouldn't wear this, just don't do this. Just follow the rules. But here's what you omit. Within structures and construct is culture. Now, everybody in America, especially this melting pot, we don't have the same culture and have the same customs. So when you see locks on a melanated being, this is something culturally that black people have been doing for a long time, as well as having an afro. And I mention the afro as well as the locks because guess what? In America, what are the two most condemned hairstyles you're going to find? The locks and the afro. And ironically, melanated beings brought both of those cultural norms about. I got the locks. You see them? They still in beginner stages, but hey, man, it's a part of my culture. It's something I gravitate to. It's something that can't be stripped away from me. When you talk about racism and one of its ugly ass faces, you're talking about stripping away our culture. Think about it, black Americans. When you came here, you weren't black. That's a culture they gave you. You weren't Christian. That's a culture they gave you. And you didn't have this English fucking name. That's a culture they gave you. This is called assimilation. And it's continued, and this is a prime example today. Locks are improper. Afro is improper. Wear a hairstyle that's proper, and then you'll be somewhat accepted. You're still gonna have the black skin. You can't never negate that. You shouldn't want to negate that. There's beauty in that skin, know that. But the assimilation, it doesn't stop at all costs. Even in a household, with how we talk, our colloquial, our diction, the word choice we use. Even me talking to you right now, how I'm talking. Talking. Ain't no G in talking for me. This is how I talk. This is how I talk around the house. Go to a job interview is deemed improper. You talk about assimilation, and I will always denounce it. Because there's beauty in culture. Multiple cultures. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all having whatever hairstyle you want to have as an American citizen, what's proper for an American, but you have to acknowledge there's many different types of Americans here. It's melanated beings. There's non-Europeans. There's different religious beings who may wear their hairstyle a certain way or may dress a certain manner in which we discriminate. It's American culture to discriminate. But man, I was so saddened. I'm always saddened when I see a young trooper, Andrew Johnson, just came to wrestle. You got this racist ass referee telling them it's not good. It's not proper. It's just hair. Why is his hair not proper in America? Somebody tell me that on this platform right now. What's wrong with the afro? Why can't someone with an afro perform their duty that they were qualified for? If he couldn't wrestle, he wouldn't have made the team. He won the match too. Salute. Salute the strength under the duress. Made a nigga cut his hair. Tell me to cut my hair. you gonna be mad at the bark back. You're going to be real mad at the bark back. But yeah, we're coming on 5 minutes. The topic of the day is one facet of racism, just one, which is assimilation. You have all type of facets of racism. Low wages, same job, different skin, low wages. Education in inner cities, books are torn, shit is fucked up. Lower resources. Mass incarceration of people of color, though crime is everywhere. So you have many faces of racism, but one of the ones that hurt me most is assimilation, because our culture is beautiful and we don't even know much of our culture. We so tuned in with nature, we find that shit innately. Black Americans, we don't know what our African culture comes from unless you do some research, which is still going to be Eurocentric because you're doing it from the soil of America. Where Eurocentric people have overthrown everything around through violence, through whatever. But assimilation is always going to be a means to strip you of your culture. You have to tap into yourself and you have to do research for yourself about African people and the history of melanated people and what you are and what you represent to this world. Don't let people turn you into something you're not. This is how we have what people perceive as token black people. They've assimilated to the maximum to where they don't even feel comfortable in their own fucking skin because that's not who they are. But you've climbed up this corporate ladder and now you speak like however they speak and talk with the same diction and which word choice they use, and you cut your hair and you have the same buzz cut as them. Guess what? Now you lost sense of self because that was never who you was. We are not the same. We are humans. By my presumption, we are all humans. But even within that human category, we are different. Melanated beings, we are different. We don't have to comply. It might not feel comfortable to do what they do. 7:24, and I don't want to go too much longer, but the topic is Andrew Johnson. I shout out to you, young bull from New Jersey. Glad you won your match. Alan Maloney, we need much less of you. We need much less of you. What were you thinking, bro? He shouldn't wear the dress. He can't wrestle like this. It's the classic slave master. It's the classic slave master. You want to strip everything about my culture, huh? Dame's World, YouTube, what's your thoughts on this? Do you believe Alan Maloney is right? You know my belief. Fuck no. Assimilation is denigration. Assimilation is dehumanizing. Assimilation is robotic. Why do you want to assimilate? You were born to be whatever you are. So be it. Don't assimilate. Dang.